Okay, everybody, let's welcome the champions of LIV Golf 2024, Ripper GC. We are joined by Lucas Herbert, our captain, Cam Smith, Mark Leishman, and Matt Jones. You guys did it. I was just saying to Cam what an incredible season that you guys have had. 2 wins, the incredible win in Adelaide, and then the exclamation point at the end of the season today. I want you just to tell me what's going through your head, how you're feeling. I'll start with you, Jonesy.
It's undescribable, actually. I mean, I've got goosebumps right now thinking about it. Winning Australia was a highlight for all of us, but I think coming here and doing this as a team, the amount of, I wouldn't say stress, but watching that scoreboard all day was it was not comfortable out there at all for myself especially. But to be able to do it with these other 3 guys is amazing, and I couldn't be happier and more proud of being part of this team, and I'm looking forward to Smoko tomorrow.
Leash, how you feeling?
Yeah, feeling unbelievable. Obviously to be a part of this with these lads is pretty special. Crowds were great out there. It got really tight there towards the end, and anyone of the 4 teams could have won. So, special day. It's going to be awesome to celebrate this with the lads, and like Jonesy said, Smoko is going to taste amazing in the morning.
Kat, how proud are you of your boys?
Yeah, it was pretty unreal. I think, like Jonesy said and Leash said, watching the leaderboard today was pretty stressful, and I almost wanted to take my eye off it, but I couldn't. I was so intrigued at what we had to do, and so proud. There was something in me that was going to tell me that the boys were going to come through. I mean, the Gladiator, the last 4 of the 5 holes, pretty unbelievable. Really cool stuff. I mean, to be a part of this is unreal, especially with these guys.
And Herbie, you've had such an awesome back half of the season. You have been so clutch and really secured a lot for Team Ripper. How proud do you feel of your contribution to this team, being your first year in, and tell us about this experience this year?
Yeah, incredibly proud to finish off the way I have this season and to play the way I have this week as well. Pooji and I had an unbelievable match yesterday, and to sort of get over the line in that one, and then, to finish the way I did today, very, very proud, but also there's a feeling of massive gratitude because I really don't think I would have been able to do it without the help of these boys throughout the season. I feel like this is one of the best years I've ever had from a developmental point of view. What I've been able to learn off these guys, just being around them. Cam's been so gracious with his time. The boys have been so gracious with their advice throughout practice rounds, throughout just general chats, throughout Smoko. They've been amazing to me. So I feel like, if I was the one that kind of helped get the team over the line this week, these boys kind of earn it because they gave me so much advice and so much help this year that, we wouldn't be here without that.
So I heard a little rumor from Leash and Herbie that you guys have this amazing boys trip tomorrow called Mad Monday that's taking place at Cam's house. How epic is this Mad Monday going to be now?
I think it won't be Mad Monday. I think it'll be a period of sort of 3 or 4 days. It's a madness 72 hours, but I think the boys love a good time.
I've never been this scared in my life.
Cam, you're hosting them. What do you have planned?
It's a Mad Monday is a term we use in Australia for all the footy teams that exit the finals early or win. The day after they're done, they generally all go up and dress up. So it's a costume party tomorrow. I don't know what these guys are coming at. It's all a surprise. So it'll be it'll be a good day.
I've heard there's no phones allowed, so there'll be no actual photographic evidence of this.
We'll get photos, but
you won't see them.
So I've said it before, I'll say it again. I get to spend a lot of time with all the teams out here, and you guys just have something special. You guys all are genuinely great friends, and I think above all else, you guys all have fun out here, like pretty much no matter what. You guys are having a good time and just enjoying yourselves. Can you talk about how important that is to the magic that you guys have created this season?
Yeah, I think when you have guys that you genuinely care about, those moments out there with 3 or 4 holes to go, we're all pulling for each other. You can't replicate that. That's a feeling that only friends really get. Teammates is a cool thing, and of course you're playing for your team and all that stuff. But wanting to win as friends is almost cooler.
And what do you think? Australia's waking up. You think they're proud of the Rippers? They have a new solid sports team to root for globally.
I hope there's some bosses fielding phone calls for taking days off on a Monday, because they should be.
Absolutely. So just last one from you guys, just taking a moment reflecting on this entire season. Just tell me your best or favorite moment from the season. I'll start with you, Lucas.
I think it's, no matter what happened for the rest of the season, it was impossible to top Adelaide. Just the way that all unfolded, the playoff, the drama, just the way the public got behind us. I just don't think there was a better way. There just couldn't have been a better event than that. And that's honestly one of my favourite golfing memories, was the whole experience of Adelaide. So, yeah, for me, that entire week was just super special.
Cam, favourite moment this season?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with Herbie. I think Adelaide was pretty special. I think it was really special, again, to back it up in Singapore, especially coming off such a big week for us. Lots of commitments, lots of media. It's a very draining week, and then to go there in Singapore where it's so hot and there's a lot taken out of you and win again, I think was pretty good.
Leash?
Yeah, Adelaide was certainly a highlight, but I think I'm in it at the moment. My highlight for the year. To dig ourselves out of that hole yesterday, and then do what we did today, and be able to enjoy that last hole after Cam hit the fairway on 18. That was special. That's this is so cool. Just that anticipation of the celebration is pretty. So right now,
even they're excited. Even they're excited when I hit a fairway. I'm ecstatic when I hit a fairway, but even my teammates are excited.
Jonesy, best moment of the season.
Yeah, I would say it's tough to compare Adelaide and here. They're very different. Winning in Australia it's tough to beat when winning in Australia, but to win here with these boys and what Leash and Herbie did yesterday to get us to this point, to give us a chance, it's tough to beat this one too, because we looked down and out, and for us to come back and do it today the way we did, I'd probably say this one right now.
You guys are impossible not to root for. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you guys, so proud of you, and can't wait to see what you guys do next year. I'll pass it over to Mike.
Thanks, Jane.
There he is.
So, apart from the wins and Mad Monday or Mad Next Week or whatever we're calling it, is there a story, maybe a behind-the-scenes story this year that kind of illustrates how close you guys really are, and maybe a meeting, maybe a party, maybe it's just a dinner that stood out in your mind?
I would probably... Leash hosted a charity day for his charity Begin Again. And I think it wasn't even a second guess or a question as to whether any of us turned up. He asked us all, and it was like, yep, we'll be there. Whatever you need from us, whatever you need donated, whatever it is we can do to help you guys in what you're doing. I felt like for me that was a pretty good show of a family kind of environment, that none of us even hesitated to donate our time or money or, auction items. I know Cam gifted some stuff. It was... That to me that solidified what I thought about this being a very much a family environment.
Mark, you have a Floyd?
Yeah, I mean, obviously what Herbie just said, I appreciate that more than they know, and Audrey. For me, I think probably the celebration after Adelaide. We rented out the top floor of a pub and drank all the beer in there.
The plane ride was pretty good too.
And the plane ride to Singapore, yeah, that 2 days was pretty cool, and I think backing it up in Singapore was probably more impressive than anyone thought because of those 2 days.
Matt, you guys for it?
Yeah, no, what they said, the plane ride was pretty fun too. After Adelaide, all the way over to Singapore, we pushed pretty hard there, and that was a lot of fun.
So Cam, we talked about this, I think, a week or two ago. but not having an individual win, but having all this team success. So how do you view the season through those kind of two prisms?
I think it was a solid season. I think probably in hindsight, wish I had trusted what I was doing technically a little bit more. I feel like I've made some really good strides with my golf swing and hit the ball great some days and other days just not great, just purely because of, I guess, just trying to get better and trying to improve. And there's some shots that you used to play that you can't play, and so I think it's been a very good year technically for me. I feel like I've ticked a lot of boxes. For me now, I just really need to let things go and basically play better. It's not a thing of on the range. I mean, I get on the range and flush it and get out there, and it seems like I can't hit the middle of the club face. So it's been a very frustrating year, but from a team standpoint, I couldn't have wished for anything more. I mean, you're always digging deep for these guys, genuinely, and it's a pretty cool feeling to have, not having that before. And I can't wait for next year. We're going to be the same next year. It's going to be the same lineup, and I really think there's going to be some added motivation before I think we start in Saudi next year. So, being that Adelaide is going to be our biggest event of the year again, probably next year, I think there's probably some added prep and some incentive to defend that. And, I think the biggest regret from all of us this year is just not starting off as well as we finished. After from Adelaide onwards, I feel like we were the best team out here, and we need to be on our game from Saudi onwards next year.
And Lucas, I wanted to ask you about bouncing back from the early double. Obviously, you had the great final stretch. When you were walking off after the double, what was kind of going through your mind? How did you process it? And I mean, honestly, how did you craft this incredible finish that you had?
I was kind of frustrated. I said to Nick, I felt like I hit 6 good shots and made a double. Obviously, a drop in there as well. So I just reminded myself that, obviously I've been playing great last week and then this week. Obviously, I hit 6 good shots to make the double. So just don't carry that too much. Don't look at the scorecard too much, because it's not an accurate representation of the way I was playing. Obviously, yesterday I made a stack of birdies, so I knew that I had the ability to do that. And if I just stuck to my guns, then that would come. I just kind of needed to get out of my own way a little bit. Didn't need to force anything. Didn't need to do anything special. Didn't need to do anything ridiculous. Just get out of my own way. Let my own skill set, my own form, the way I'm playing, just let that come to fruition. And I kind of eventually got to that point on the 15th.
And Matt, kind of a similar question. Without those 2 late birdies after the double, I mean, who knows if you guys are actually sitting up here? I mean, every shot obviously counts, but those two birdies are really huge down the stretch.
It was a pretty poor double, but I knew I had 2 left in the back pocket, and I knew I was a good chance at birdieing 2. And if you hit the fairway to that pin, you got a chance I can draw it into that pin. So it was a good way to finish. Finishing on 3 was a bit tough, but I hit a good shot there and had like a 25-footer for birdie and just lagged it down there. I wasn't too happy after the double, considering I saw us just tie the lead and then we would have gone 2 back, but someone birdied to go 1 back or tied. So I knew we were still fighting. I knew the boys would still be fighting.
Were any of you guys aware of the stretch? There was a 2-hole stretch, so that's 8 scores, and you had 6 birdies in that stretch, and that really kind of flipped the script a little bit and got you the lead. Were you guys aware of that at all? It's kind of midway in the back 9 there.
It's tricky to kind of know who's doing what at specific times, but definitely when you see, if we're at 6 under, we move to 7 or 8, it's not surprising. I know what these guys are like. I know what they're like under the pressure. So it was almost like I was kind of expecting us to probably rise at the end there because I just knew how good these boys are under the pump.
Good. Yeah. Here's
Oh, my last question. What's your thought on being called the Gladiator?
He loves it. Look at him.
Did his chest poke out a little bit then?
All right, Country Club Adjacent over here.
Definitely
guys.
worse nicknames to be called.
Hi, Griff Pippen from Country Club Adjacent. Congratulations on your win. On a scale from 1 to blacking out and waking up in a McDonald's parking lot, how drunk are you guys going to get in the next few days, and what are we drinking?
Beer. I hope he doesn't drink beer, but beer.
Why do you hope he doesn't drink beer?
No, he doesn't. He's just a seltzer guy.
Okay, Leishman, what are you drinking?
Yeah, I'll be drinking just beers. I'll stay off the shots and all that sort of stuff. I've got
Responsible.
Kids. Yeah, I'll just beer, probably Miller Lite, something
We've
like
got
that.
some Leishman lagers for tomorrow.
I'm going to be sipping on some tequila.
Oh, you're the fun one in the group.
No. There'll be plenty of beer too, but there'll be tequila and margaritas and martinis, espresso martinis.
He's fun until he goes to sleep at 2:30 in the afternoon.
I'm old.
Thank you, guys.
Here, you got one over here, guys.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations. I really enjoyed watching you guys play. I enjoyed the whole LIV experience. My name's Pat Wheeler. I write for a golf correspondent for Tyler, Texas paper, about 100 miles east of here. I wanted to ask you guys, this is the best field that we've had in North Texas in some time. And just wanted to get your impressions of playing in Texas with all the golf history that we have in Texas. We're kind of proud like the Aussies, Texans are. And did it feel like home being so hot and dusty, kind of an outback type feel? But just your thoughts on playing in North Texas, the course, the crowd, and that kind of thing.
I've always loved coming to Texas. I think it's a great spot. I think you're right. The golf course this week was very much like home. It played a lot like home. Probably the greens had a little bit different grasses, but other than that, it was it was exactly like home. You're hitting different shots. You're hitting different shapes. It was windy like home. It was hot. So yeah, there was a lot of things coming into the week that we liked, and it was good to get it done.
Just curious, how do you learn a new course like this so quickly? Is that just you and your caddies just figure it out in a day or two, or what?
We have great rats that walk the course morning and night to figure out where the hell to hit it because it's hot out there. So we want to spend as little time out there as possible. So those boys, they deserve a lot of props because they had this place figured out really, really well. And like Cam said, it played amazing. I think it was a great venue for the team championship. Some really good pins there for the match play over the first couple of days and some great green complexes as well. So, yeah, like Cam said, really enjoy coming to Texas. I feel like Leash and I would have felt at home with a very dry heat and quite windy. So we really enjoyed it. And obviously sitting up here celebrating is probably proof of that.
And I'm assuming you guys played a lot growing up together in different tournaments in Australia and that kind of thing.
Lucas and I did. As juniors, Lucas is a year or two younger than me, so I kind of went out of junior golf into amateur golf. But we've known each other since we were probably 13, 14 years old. So, but we kind of went on separate routes to kind of get back here. So, it's been good watching his career, and he's done a lot of good stuff, and he's a great player. So, and he's going to be better again next year.
And one final question. You've won an Open at St. Andrews. You won the Players. You guys have all won PGA Tour events. What does this feel like? I'm trying to get a handle on LIV, and just if you could just speak to that.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of nervy situations, I think. But when you're playing for some other guys, there's no feeling like it. And I think that's what events like the Ryder Cup do so well, because you genuinely want to win for the other guys. You don't even, you want yourself to do good for them, and that's a feeling that is really rare in golf. And I think it genuinely makes you a better golfer too. When you're out there and times are tough, you're digging for these guys every week, and it's a pretty cool feeling to have.
Great, we've got one over there, guys.
Leash, you said earlier in the week that what was already a good year would become a really good year with victory today. Did you maybe underclub a bit with that analogy? Was it only a really good year?
Yeah, I mean, it turned into a great year, I think. You know, I don't think I've ever won 3 events, you know, they're team events. I don't think I've ever won 3 professional events in a year. Obviously, we all would have liked to have thrown in an individual win, no doubt about that. But I think if you had said that you're going to win twice during the season and then win the team championship, but none of you are going to win individually, I think, well, I would have taken it. Just to be able to celebrate with these boys is pretty special. I mean, it's something that you don't normally get to do in golf, but here you do. So it's pretty awesome.
And Cam, you mentioned the Gladiator, 4 birdies his last 5 holes. Matt bounced back from that double on 18 with birdies on 1 and 2. What makes this team such good closers?
We're Aussies. No, I think there's, you know, at no point today did I feel like we were under the pump or had to do anything. I think there's a genuine feeling within the team that these guys are going to do the best. And, I mean, having these 3 guys up here with me, I mean, I don't think I'd want any other 3 guys closing a tournament. You know, and that's what our team is about. We've come second a couple of years this year as well, and yeah, kind of when you think you're going to win. So I think that moment when you get kind of disappointed, you know, getting out here on Sunday and actually doing it makes these moments a lot better. But we should have done it a couple more times too, I think, without being greedy.
Okay, last one from Joy.
Hi guys, Herbie, I wanted to ask you, I was there when you won 2020 Dubai Desert Classic, and you've always been a great putter, but you seem to have turned into a clutch putter in this last 5-6 weeks of LIV golf especially. I mean, is that something that part of developmental, you said this was the best year as a development as a golfer, and did Cam have a role to play in that?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Cam and I are both great putters. He's probably just got me covered, but we think about putting very, very differently. We can't. It's almost like completely opposite ends of the scale when it comes to the way we kind of look at putts. So I've almost had to kind of take what he says and then change it into a language that makes sense to me. So yeah, I've had a little bit of developmental work and help from Cam in that perspective. It's been a little tricky because he thinks about it so differently from me. But yeah, look, I think I've been a good putter most of my career. I've obviously had a very good few weeks in just trusting that and yeah, kind of not getting in my own way with it. Just understanding that yeah, it's a real skill. It's a real asset of mine as a skill set. It's definitely the strongest part of my game. So yeah, just kind of not getting in the way and you know, really believing that. That was the last couple of days when I made the putts I have, just really believing in the fact that, you know, I am obviously very, very good at holding putts when I need to and trying not to let the moment get too bigger than it kind of needs to be.
And Cam, I wanted to ask you, the last hole, I didn't see it on television. I was out there, and I think you hit a driver. I thought you were very close to the water. I'm sure you would have known that you were leading by 2 shots at that time. Can you just take us through that, why you hit the driver, especially since you have been saying that you've been struggling with that particular club throughout the year?
I mean, it's pretty simple. You don't win golf tournaments by not being aggressive. Everyone's so good out here, even with the 2-shot lead. I mean, if I make a bogey there and Dustin makes a birdie, we're back down there again. So just a mindset of remaining aggressive, not changing your game plan. This is what I would have hit if I wasn't in this situation, why should I change it? So, and I felt actually pretty good with the driver all day today. I missed a few fairways, but a lot of good swings. So I felt comfortable over that one, and hit a really good drive. Probably the best drive of the week.
Great. Guys, go get started on Mad Monday.
Thank you.